excited when the conversation first came up of presenting this as a comedy routine. And that could still work, and if it entertains you, that's part of the goal. On the other hand, then I got thinking, if it doesn't go well, it can transition very smoothly and easily into the fact that Mary is here, and Mary puts on, with Tim O'Connor, our first aid seminars. We can just go right into a practical demonstration of first aid. Now, but you know, when somebody asks you politely and nicely, and makes the request that you participate in this manner, and you say, you know, thinking, you say yes, and you second guess yourself, saying, pulling something like this, what's known as a gi, pulling this out of the basement in the bag, and it smells like it came out of the basement bag, that you haven't worn in years, but we'll entertain that, because that's who we are. And likewise, to share a little bit about what I'm going to do, just to give a little context to it. Now, many of you might be familiar, you've had your own lessons, or you've had kids that have had lessons, or you know kids that have dragged you there that have had lessons. But the point being is in this study, there's often something what's known as a form, or a kata. A kata is a sequence of moves. The idea is that you imagine that there's one or more imaginary opponents. So a kata, or a form, can be rather short, it can be rather long. What I have tried to do is figuring out, when I started to look and think about it, is things that I did a good while ago. I do not remember the entire length of things. So I have put together something moderate length, perhaps, hopefully interesting, that does combine many, many different techniques. But since it's sort of a custom thing, rather than exactly what might have been taught at one point, I've tried to put together something that's a little bit shorter and things that I can still remember how to do and hopefully not fall over too badly. I have decided it should have its own name, so I am naming this specifically Shannon's Request.